I know it looks like we're drinking out of plastic, but this is like what, plant plastic?
Yeah, it's compostable.
Yeah, I feel like it's not that bad.
It is not.
Okay, well, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. I was in the Bay, so I was like, I have to, on the way out, somehow see you.
Yes, I'm so glad you did.
Yeah. Plus, I've been having your protein powder every single day, so I just felt like it was right that I made a stop. And I think you bought me some goodies.
I did. So you tried the protein powder. So this is our dark cacao spread.
Oh my
It is
gosh.
a very dark chocolatey low sugar almond butter. It's just delicious.
So I have really, really bad PMS cravings, and I feel like your product. So I have the protein powder, and I just
Yes.
mix that with yogurt.
Okay.
Honestly, and it's like the best thing because I'm like, I'm getting my chocolate. It kind of feels like
Yeah.
cake. I don't really know what I'm making, but it's delicious. I refuse to mix it with cottage cheese though. Like everybody's doing cottage cheese right now.
Yeah, no, either in a smoothie or with yogurt. But this one, you can literally just eat off the spoon when you have a craving. But if you eat our products regularly, your cravings will really minimize.
Okay. I mean, they're better. I think it's like with knowledge comes power. And so once I realized I was having cravings and I wasn't just this out of control, like possessed woman every month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm a little bit more in control because I know what's going on.
Understanding your cycle it's powerful.
Yeah. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, tell us a little bit more about you and your company and all the amazing products that you make.
Yes, so I'm Gita for those who don't know, and my company's Neeshi. We started actually in my kitchen, never with the intention of launching a brand, but to help my girls. I have three daughters who had, two of them have really heavy, painful periods. The youngest is too young. And when I'm talking heavy, 8 days, like super heavy pads, maybe sometimes every 2, 3 hours. And they had cramps so bad they couldn't get out of bed, even with ibuprofen, mood swings, acne, like you name it. And I was like that as a teenager. So I knew exactly what they were going through. And I didn't want to put them on birth control if I didn't have to,
Yeah.
because I had such bad side effects for years. So I started doing a lot of research around functional foods, their healing properties, and just thinking back to my grandmother. We'd visit her in the village in India, and something was wrong. Like she'd go to the kitchen, right? That was her first stop. And 9 out of 10 times, she'd come back with something tasty that worked. And so, really looking at it from that lens, we have launched a brand now because the girls had such an amazing response. Their periods are now 3.5, 4 days, super light, no
Wow.
cramps, no mood swings, no acne, like you name it. It's just been life changing and so freeing for them. So, as a mom, I needed our products to be healthy and like well made, very well balanced. But as a kid, you need it to taste good. So, I really
Exactly.
took the time to balance both.
Okay, wait, so an 8-day period, I've heard that it's just depending on different hormones. Do you know
Yes.
why people have 8-day periods? Is that like estrogen or progestin? Like,
Yeah.
what is it?
So it's normally how much estrogen they have in their body. So excessive estrogen is causing you to have really bad cramps, heavy flow. If your periods are not in sync and like on cycle, it's because your progesterone is low. So your hormones play a huge part of all of this.
It's crazy because we have so many endocrine disruptors just in everything
Yeah.
we use. Like, obviously, pads, tampons, but also makeup. And, like, I feel like the younger girls are more exposed to toxins even than we were. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, because of what companies are using to manufacture.
Someone was telling me that. They're like, even the air you breathe. I was like, so what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, or the water you drink, right?
know.
And so at some point you have to find balance.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. We're forced to live in this world. So
Yes.
that's why at least the things that we bring into our home, we can make sure those are not just further adding to the disruption.
100%.
Obviously, you make a protein powder, you make a
Yes.
spread.
Yes.
I have been talking about protein more and more, and it's not because I'm on the protein craze, but I'm really trying to get down to the bottom of what is the best source of protein. Like, how do we make the cleanest protein? Because there's so many protein bars
Yes.
out there.
There are.
They have crazy ingredients. They taste like candy, but like a really weird version of candy. And then that's why I bought Neeshi. I actually bought it on Amazon because I was just like, I had a protein powder in my stomach. I deal with SIBO off and on. And I was like, I just need something clean
Yeah.
that's not going to disrupt my gut. So tell me more about like what you think of the protein craze and everything that's happening.
So for gut health, I think that's the bigger picture here. Yes, we all need our protein, but if we don't have clean gut health, what are we doing with the food that's coming in our body, and are we seeing the benefit from it? So fiber, especially women, the more they talk about protein and all this craze, like you have to talk about fiber. So when I created our protein powder, it has a very good balance of protein, functional ingredients, so those macro and micronutrients you need, but then the fiber is there too. And I think that's a lot of why women are feeling better, right? It's helping you clear everything out of your system and you're starting fresh every day. So protein, you there's whey protein, there's pea protein, there's brown rice protein, there's hemp protein, there's so many different things. But what a lot of people don't realize is if you don't pair it correctly, you're not getting that full amino acid profile that your body needs to get all of the benefits from what you're consuming. So we took kind of a blend of protein powders, right? That's giving you that profile. But I didn't want it to be chalky. I didn't want it to be gritty because, again, the kids aren't going to want to drink it. I don't want to drink it. So definitely more of a careful approach to curating something that's well-rounded and tasty at the same time.
Wait, so tell me more about the amino acid profile because I'm also just getting onto the whole amino acid thing. I was vegan for a very long time and I still eat mostly vegan.
Okay.
But I just didn't even know. I was like, amino acids, what? And then I was hearing about perimenopause and everything I can be doing to prevent it or slow it down. But I'm slowly learning about all these things. I think after years of being malnourished or undernourished or
Yes.
just not even looking into, full proteins or amino acids. So if you can talk a little bit more about that and why it's so beneficial for women.
So it's harder when you're vegan. If you're consuming whey protein, you're fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
That has the profile you need. But when you're looking at vegan protein options, a lot of times that's why you'll see blended products and people get scared because they're thinking that's an additive or that's something that's weird in my food. And it's not necessarily something weird or a strange preservative or additive. So it goes back to reading labels and understanding what's in there. But a lot of times you do see these blended products because that's the way companies are giving you that amino acid full profile to benefit your body.
So I've been doing amino acids, creatine, just changing my workouts, and I've seen the difference. That's why also when I saw your product, I was like, okay, so this is something I know it's actually going to work.
Yes.
And I don't have to take an additional amino acid if I don't want to.
You don't have to, correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like I can, but I could also just add this to my yogurt and I'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with the protein trend, there are so many people right now going on GLP-1s or these vitamins that say they do things like GLP-1s, which I don't really know if those work. But I feel like people are eating less and less. I'm meeting girls who are like, I only eat 1,200 to 1,500 calories a day, which is insane.
That's a toddler calorie range, right?
Yeah.
That's what 2-year-olds are eating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like you've seen kind of a shift in your business? Because if you're taking a GLP-1, you literally cannot eat as much. Or my sister who had bariatric surgery, I'm like, look, you need a protein powder or something because you go sometimes an entire day and all you've eaten is 3 eggs.
Oh no.
And I'm like, but you
She
can't
needs
eat more.
nutrition. Yeah.
Yeah. So how have you seen that kind of affecting your business? And I don't know if you have any customers who've been on GLP-1s.
I do. So I think whether it's a GLP-1 or the bariatric surgery, nutrient dense foods are what's so important because you're taking less bites. You need those bites to be more impactful. And so for us, like our dark cacao spread, which is what I gave you, there's 5 grams of protein, 3 grams of fiber, in every bite. And so you need to look at foods where you're getting the nutrition, but it's not taking up all that space in your stomach. So that's, I think, that helps with the protein powders. It helps with the fiber to help clear it out because it's slowing down your digestion, and that's why you're not hungry.
Yeah.
So these nutrient dense foods are going to be more and more important as people go down this trend.
Yeah. I mean, it's so crazy to me because I think a few years ago, my dad, he passed away, but he was diabetic. And I could see him go on these diets and he was really struggling. And so as much as a GLP-1 would have helped him, it was still like he didn't know how to eat right to begin with.
So most people don't. We're
Yeah.
not taught this properly in school, right?
Yeah. I think especially here. Like when my friends are like, I'm going on a diet, it's like chicken breast and broccoli. And I'm like, this is like the worst, most boring. Like, of course you're going to gain the weight back. Like, who can survive?
Yeah, it's
on
not
that?
sustainable. And I think people need to find balance, right? But also chicken and broccoli, like carbs fuel your brain, they fuel your workouts, they fuel everything. So it's definitely not sustainable.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of wellness routines, I need to know your wellness routine because you told me you had a daughter going to college and I was like, shut up. Like I just didn't I didn't believe you. And I was like, I need to know what you're doing. Obviously, you're all about health and nutrition. And I want you to start showing about that more because I need to know. So I need to know like when you wake up, What is your workout routine? Like, what are you eating? What are you feeding your kids?
So let's see.
Get detailed.
Yes.
Get as bougie and detailed as you want. If you go to the spa 6 times a week, like, I need to know.
So there's nothing bougie about it. I believe everything in moderation is how
Okay.
we should approach life. So, but do my kids eat their broccoli and their cabbage and their whatever? Yes, they love it. Do they eat Oreos? Yes, because they like that too, right? So you have to find your balance. So for me, I wake up, I drink fresh ginger and lemon tea every morning because I think it just helps with my digestion. It's good for your skin. My mom has actually reversed her dark circles under her eyes drinking lemon water every morning.
Okay, you hear
So I
that.
saw it firsthand. Yes, cut up cut up fresh ginger, put a squeeze of like maybe half a lemon in there, hot water, wait 5 minutes and drink it. So I do that every morning. It helps a lot.
Okay.
I I definitely I eat my nishi every day. Most often than not, I'm having the dark cacao spread because I'm always in a hurry, and so I eat it with a spoon. If I want to get fancy, I'll put it on like whole wheat bread with bananas and some chia and some cacao nibs and make a little fancy toast out of it. Breakfast, I try to get my protein in, so I can't have dairy, so I'm vegan. I do a vegan Greek yogurt with, let's say, berries and some Neeshi on there or some granola on there. For protein, I'll do like just egg, or sometimes I'll do a protein shake or different things like that. Lunch, full of vegetables. So try to do like a big pasta salad. I love Brahmi protein pasta.
Oh.
It's lupini beans, so you get extra fiber and protein in there. So I'll make like a vegan pesto salad with like vegan Greek yogurt, pesto, a ton of peppers, cucumbers, like all the vegetables, the pasta, throw that in there, or like tofu with the stir fry. Um, in the afternoon, I'll have some nishi if I didn't have it in the morning, some chocolate, some carrots, hummus. I'll like try to get your colors in every day. Dinner, um, we'll do a lot of Indian food, so lentils, different vegetable curries, rice. The kids and my husband eat meat, so I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely trying to put a lot of veggies and more volume. Because
Yeah.
the more volume you're eating, the longer it takes to digest. You're not snacking as much, right?
Yeah.
And then, so I don't drink soda. I don't drink coffee. I guess this energy comes naturally at this point. And then at night, a lot of times I'll do like an Ayurvedic tea.
Mm-hmm.
So I will put toasted cumin, coriander, and fennel, which I actually have a reel on our Instagram about how to make it. So you boil it in some water, let it sit there, and then sip that before I go to bed.
Is that for digestion?
It helps a lot with digestion. And then what else? I don't go to the spa. Skincare, super simple. I use Cetaphil and CeraVe.
But you obviously work out. Like, you're doing something.
I do. So I walk every day. I make
Yeah.
sure I get my steps. I will try to lift 2 or 3 times a week. Honestly, lately, building a business, that kind of falls to the side when you have 3 kids, but do my best. I have a tonal at home, so I'll use that. Or just try to do weights or different things, body weight exercises if I can't do anything else. Definitely wish I had more time to spend in the gym. That's one thing that I am focusing on trying to add into my routine. But yeah, just moving, right? I think moving is so important. Even if I don't work out, I'm always doing something. I'll get 7 to 8,000 steps in without going on the treadmill,
Wow.
right? So I'm very active during the day.
I know a lot of people who, if they can't get in a workout, they just end up doing nothing. And I'm like,
Yes.
dude, you cannot do that.
Right.
It's so bad, especially as we age. I have a lot of friends now, and we're in our mid 30s, and they've never got a solid routine, and they've never got a solid, just generally doing activity. And I'm like,
Right.
as we get older, you have to add something because you don't want to be that person who breaks your hip at 50.
Absolutely. And I think that's a lot of my motivation. Like I'll see that older generation of my mom, my mother-in-law, my aunts, and you're seeing them aging and you realize how much more important it is to like we brush our teeth every morning, like go find some time in the gym, right?
Mm.
It should be ingrained in our day, and I definitely need to do a better job of it too.
Speaking of aging, so my mom and my co-founder Rebecca, they've gone through menopause, and we talked about how we've seen our moms kind of go through this, and they haven't necessarily taken care of themselves, but we are in this group of wellness founders, like me and you. And so we're already thinking about that. We're thinking about that in our 30s. I mean, I was even thinking about it in my 20s when I saw my mom start to go through menopause.
Right.
And so, what are you doing differently? I don't know if your mom supported herself during that or prepared for menopause in any way.
She didn't talk about it, but I think she didn't understand what she was going through.
Mm.
My mother in law definitely, like most people, I don't think they understood what was coming or what was changing, other than like, oh, my period's going to stop one day, right? To them, that was menopause. And so for me, it hit very early. I was 37. And I think it hit right around the time where Anjali, my oldest daughter, was having her really heavy periods. And so for me, by helping heal her, I was healing myself because not only did her periods become like unnoticeable, as I mentioned, so did mine. My perimenopause symptoms went away while I was testing for her. I was waking up in a pool of sweat every single night. I had cravings, hot flashes. I was tired all the time. I was having weird aches. And so, just all of these different things that suddenly hit you, but your period symptoms haven't gone away. So you're like, what is going on? I was getting my period sometimes every 14 days for 10 days. Like it had just gotten crazy.
Girl.
And yes, it was so bad. And so as I was testing Nishi for her, I started seeing the benefits and I was like, you know what? I'm older, my hormones are changing, whatever. I let it go. But as she started, in true teenager fashion, yelling from the top of the steps, Mom, I don't have cramps. Mom, I don't have this. Mom, my period's already done. What is it, day 4? Right? I started noticing and like putting two and two together that it was helping my perimenopause as well. So I don't have night sweats anymore. I don't have hot flashes anymore. I don't have all of those concerns. And part of me is like, wait, people can feel like this. Like this is fantastic because for so many years I was conditioned to, okay, I'm gonna feel like crap for a week or whatever it is, and it's all gone away. And it's amazing because I get this feedback from my customers all the time.
Yeah.
First of all, they're like, wait, it's this simple. All I have to do is eat a spoon of spread or a scoop of protein powder. And then they're like, wait, it's only been 2 weeks or it's only been 3 weeks. And they'll rattle off all these symptoms that have gone away. And like, it's a very proud moment. Like, I did this, right?
Yeah.
I did this for my daughter, but now I'm helping them as well. So it's great.
I'm gonna start using it every single day. I'm traveling so much, but I see to take like a Ziploc bag and put the powder in there.
Yeah. Even if you take a little less or a little more, like it's fine. Or if you miss a day, it's fine. It's all about building up those nutrient levels in your body so that your body can do what it's meant to do.
Yeah. I think for me too, when I'm taking it before my period, because that's how I specifically used it this last month, I became more regular. A lot of you know, with the progesterone and everything, all of a sudden you're like, I haven't pooped in 2 days. What's wrong? Do you know what I mean? But then I did.
Period poops are real.
Period poops are like the period constipation or PMS constipation is so real.
Right.
So I started to add in that. Like I said, I just added to my yogurt and I had the extra fiber. And to me, I felt like just feeling better from pooping made me have less PMS. I don't know if that's
no,
real,
that totally makes sense.
Okay.
But the whole goal is to get women to work this into their routine so that it's not just a, oh, my period's coming, panic, let me start eating this. It's like if you eat it regularly, those symptoms will naturally ease up and you won't have this like, oh, I'm going to feel like crap tomorrow, let me do something today, right? It's a little more freeing with that mindset.
I'm going to open this up and just like have a few tablespoons in between.
But you got it. So one thing I've gotten lately is, so we don't use preservatives in our products. So with a natural nut butter, and what I'm noticing is like people in California understand what that means. People outside of the country don't necessarily know what that means. The oil will separate. And so you have to stir it back in. But at that point, it's a pantry staple, right? It'll last for a long time.
Oh, so I don't need to refrigerate it?
You don't need to refrigerate it, but you just see that little stuff moving around.
See,
that's oil that comes to the top.
If I don't have the oil at the top, I feel like it's not legit, so I don't even like it. Like, I feel like this is the sign that it's actually good. Like, when it's too mixed in, I'm like, Jiffy.
Yeah, what are you putting in there? That's making it stay. Yeah. So we don't do that. So make sure you stir it and then eat away.
Okay, I will. Before, when I was on my period, I would try to stick to a super strict diet, and I would avoid having chocolate, avoid having any type of sweets. And so now I'm being a little bit more holistic. I'm having, like more carbs before my period.
Which makes sense. Your body needs it. Right?
Yeah. But what is that mentality that we go through as women where we demonize chocolate? And now I'm realizing, oh, the wellness girls are really into chocolate.
Chocolate, first of all, has a bad rap because what we grew up with was sugar, right?
Yeah.
A chocolate bar you find at the grocery store is predominantly sugar. Whereas when you're talking about chocolate and cacao, You're talking about super rich in antioxidants, tons of magnesium. The high quality magnesium and all of the other antioxidants in there is what's helping you. So chocolate is great. Um, and our products, right, they're very clean. So you shouldn't feel guilty. It's coconut sugar. It's such a small amount of added sugar, but it's all that other good stuff. But also, if you want the chocolate, have the chocolate
Yeah,
because it's giving you some mental peace that we all need at that time of the month, especially as well, right?
totally. Well, I'm so happy you gave this to me. Can you let people know where they can find you online?
Find us on Amazon. Just search Neeshi or Neeshi Wellness or Neeshi.com is our website. Instagram is any social handle is Shop Neeshi, so you can find us there as well.
Okay, amazing. Thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having me. Enjoy your snack.
Thank you.